Okay. So, to start our adventure, does everyone want to introduce their character?
I'll go because I wasn't here last week because I was very sick. So I have absolutely no idea what we're doing. I'm just happy to be here, and that's my character. His name's Phil. Phil with a Phil.
Okay.
That's going to be important to note for reasons that will become clear later because Brickroad is himself. And that's all.
Am I going next?
Go for it.
I'm playing Phil, the human fighter.
Yeah.
Who specializes in dual-wielding crossbows. I gave myself ideals, bonds, and flaws, even though I was not specified to.
Yeah.
Should I go over those, or do we not care?
Oh, absolutely. I would love to hear about the reasons why everyone's going to get into trouble.
Okay. So, traps don't make me nervous. Idiots who trigger traps make me nervous. So I picked archaeologist as my background, because I imagine that's what Treble picked.
Nope, I picked Outlander, I think.
So my ideal is the erasure of history is a sin most grievous. My bond is the gods have hidden ancient secrets from us. My task is to uncover one and bring it to light. And my flaw is every superstition is true, especially the ones that aren't.
You're a cryptid hunter. Gotcha.
Alright, Destil, you want to go?
Yeah, so I'm playing Xarim. He is a Githyanki spelljamming ships engineer. The background is the Is It engineer, but I reflavored one of the features in order to be applied to spelljamming ships for, game-related description stuff. My personality traits are great ideas are fine, but results are what counts, and it's not magic or anything really. If you only do it halfway, whatever I do, I give it all I've got. My ideal is science. A rigorous applications of logical principles and protocols will lead us towards progress. My bond is that I'm convinced that it was sabotage that destroyed my first ship and killed my many friends, and I'm seeking revenge against whoever did it. And my flaw is nothing is ever simple, and if it seems simple, I'll find a way to make it complicated.
I feel like
if you find a way to make the spelljamming ship proficiency relevant in this adventure, I'm going to quit Dungeons and Dragons.
I can also get blueprints to spelljamming ships. But yes, I traded my air vehicles for a spelljamming ship vehicle proficiency.
To be clear, why this happened is you'll notice that in my campaign and when Treble ran for us and when Destil ran for us, they put some restrictions on character creation. Like we're using the Theros book for this. Or Nodal said, roll up whatever, I don't care. I'm pretty sure those are his exact words.
To be clear, it was even worse than that, because it wasn't just roll up whatever, I don't care.
We'll reskin anything you want to whatever you want it to be.
Yes. I do not care.
The Ravnica stuff to be a spelljamming stuff.
As long as there is a consistent set of rules that we are coming from, you can make those rules apply to anything you want.
And he ended up with mostly human fighters, so...
I love it. It's so good. I give you guys whatever, the bounty of your imaginations is at your disposal, and I get frickin' Phil, the white guy. He's got a sword sometimes.
And you get a second Phil.
Yeah, but he's not Phil, the white guy.
Man, in my defense, I was not here and I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Oh, and mechanically, my character is a Githyanki wizard with the war wizard. Whatever they call schools these days.
War wizard is pretty good.
Great.
Especially level 2.
Next, we have one of the McDohls. Go fast. Faster than that.
I'm Niles. I shoot arrows.
Great. Love to have you a member of the party.
Yeah.
Final McDohl.
Alright, I'm Flower in the Field, aka Flower, and she is a Tabaxi Druid. And she kind of doesn't like towns. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
To fit with our sitcom aesthetic, you're playing as Salem from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
That tracks.
Sure. Why not?
My flaw is I have trouble keeping my true feelings hidden. My sharp tongue tends to land me in trouble.
Awesome.
Okay.
No, that's good. I like it. All right. So, you're all having a meal and a drink one evening at a inn in town. The town in this event is Waterdeep, and the inn is the Yawning Portal.
Of course.
The Yawning Portal is so named because there's a big, horrible well in the center of the room, which people place bets on as adventurers go down it and lose themselves in a dungeon filled with madness and terror. It's a good time for everyone. You're all sitting around when you notice that a man at the bar is looking at you. He's rather rotund with a walrus mustache, and he wears an amber cape. When he sees you looking at him, he smiles and walks over to speak with you, saying, "Good evening, friends. I hope you are having a pleasant time in this fine establishment. It's not to everyone's taste," a scream is heard in the distance, "but I find I like it very much. I should introduce myself. My name is Mert. Perhaps you've heard of me. Who of you are from Waterdeep?"
Phil is from Waterdeep.
Niles is.
Phil and Niles, then you have heard of Mert. Basically, Waterdeep is run by a council of masked lords, one of whom is open about their who they are, and he's known as the Open Lord. Mert is not the Open Lord. However, he still goes around openly telling everyone who he is. This is not loved by everyone, but he is known to be a very powerful man in town. As it happens, I've heard of you. I rather make it my business to know a little about all the adventurers who pass through Waterdeep. So, I'm guessing a group such as yourselves are looking for some excitement and danger, and the chance for a little treasure. Is that right? Tell me, have you heard of Blue Alley?
Never.
And he looks over and kind of like purses his lips a little bit and says, "Well, years ago, a mage moved in town. You know how mages are. They soon found themselves constructing I wouldn't call it a dungeon because it's above ground. More of a maze or a labyrinth, perhaps. Full of tricks, traps, and strange monsters. However, whereas most wizards would do this in order to put themselves into seclusion, this wizard invites adventurers in to test themselves against his dungeon, filling it with treasure to make it worth their while. In particular, there's one treasure that I'm interested in. There's a small sculpture somewhere within the alley, known as the Celestite Unicorn. If you will all go in there and obtain the unicorn for me, I will give each of you 50 gold pieces." And then he kind of like pauses and looks over each of you for a little bit and then says, "To be clear, I'm offering all of you 250 gold pieces. If less
Fair
of you
enough.
make it out, I will increase the share of the rest of you accordingly."
So we're getting paid to beta test this guy's dungeon.
You're being paid, basically, you've probably heard of the place, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
The current rumor around town is that basically the wizard set this place up so that him and his rich adventuring friends can place bets on people going in and how they'll get themselves killed. Mert doesn't run the place, but you wouldn't be shocked if he played a few bets there.
This kind of thing seems extremely illegal.
So,
And
like,
Mert assures you that, as far as he's aware, the law doesn't apply him.
I was like, this is Waterdeep. What I know of Waterdeep, no.
but so like some jackass wizard just came into the middle of town and said, "This is a dungeon now." Is what I'm getting.
No. The story's even weirder than that. Because here's what happened was this guy's spaceship crashed outside of Waterdeep. He wandered into town, and then a guy came to his table and said, "Hey, go beta test this maze for me." That's where we're at. I asked Mert how he's going to bet on us.
And he tells you that he would never be so gauche as to place a bet on his own party of adventurers.
I just make that sound and give him a sly eye.
He says, "Why? How should I bet on you? How confident are you?"
I tell him that if I was convinced he was going to bet against us, I would also be convinced that he would create more hardships during our journey. Kind of put his thumb on the scale. So the way that he bets is of profound interest to me.
He tells you that in that case, he will be sure to bet on you. Roll me an insight.
Sure. Oh, where's my text window at? It vanished. I had a text window here where I could roll dice, and now I don't. Oh, never mind. Okay, I had to click a new thing. Now, this, to anybody watching, it's going to show our rolls in this like column here, but it's not going to label them with our correct names.
Yeah, it's because I broke everything.
For some reason, Nodal decided to just make us all like named after his Power Ranger friends. Ooh, that's not a good insight roll, my friend. That's a 6. Actually, hold on, I'm going to test something.
Sure.
Okay, so that does work. I could just put the modifier there. I'm not going to, but I could if I wanted to.
Yeah, if you desired.
That's a 6.
Yeah. So you're not able to get like a ton out of him. Basically, the only impression you're able to get with a 6 is that he does want you to get this statue, so he's not going to make your lives any harder than he has to.
Okay. No, I'm convinced.
Xarim will reach into his coin purse. Let's see. Pull out 20 gold pieces. Well, there's no point on bidding against myself because I'll be dead, so how about 20 on me surviving?
That's a good idea. I'm going to do the same thing.
Yeah, I'll do the same thing. I'm just going to pull all my money out. It's like, hey, yeah.
I'll put 20 gold on me surviving.
Shall I call it even odds?
That's probably fair. A group of level 2, mostly fighters.
Yeah.
Xarim, make me an insight check.
Sure. It's a 20.
Oof. So with a 20, the fact that he asked if you should call it even odds when you had heard that the betting was already going on and presumably odds were already in place implies two things. And with a 20, actually, I'm going to say you flat out can tell this for sure. One, he's offering to make you this bet with himself personally. He's not going to bring this to whatever betting infrastructure exists. And two, you kind of get the sense he is not welcome at whatever betting infrastructure exists.
Interesting.
But yeah, he's willing to take your gold and make you this bet.
This is a smart bet, because if I lose, I'll be dead, so who gives a shit?
Exactly.
Okay. I'll throw 20 gold into that. That's fine.
Is anyone not? Because it'd be easier to mark it down if...
Flower is not. She's looking at everyone betting on themselves and just rolls her eyes.
Okay.
Can cats even do that?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. They must.
Destil
Destil
would
would
know.
Cats can totally do that.
He tells you that the alley itself can be found just off Ivory Street in the Sea Ward, and it'll be very easy for you to locate, as the cobblestones in the alley are made from a glittering blue stone.
How do we know this unicorn statue when we get there?
He says, as far as he's aware, it's the only statue of a unicorn in the place. So if you find a different unicorn statue that is glowing blue, and you bring it to him, he will not blame you for getting them confused.
Fair enough.
See, what I like about this proposition is it doesn't involve me jumping my dumb ass into the yawning portal.
Yeah, that's a super good choice.
I'll tell you, I know there's a haunted pub just across town. That goblin here with with pants on his head,
It's
playing
full,
the piano or something in here.
it's full of pillows now.
Yes.
Alright, so
Now,
you guys-
place in the same
I
city.
nominate Flower for the leader of the company. She seems to have a good head on her shoulders.
We need to have a rotating leadership that changes every moon phase. It's the only way to be fair about it.
That's fine.
I mean, fair, but that seems like a lot of work.
We can start with Flower.
We'll talk about it the next time the phases of the moon change.
If we're still alive. And we haven't unicorned by then.
I don't recall myself volunteering for this.
No, see, what happened was I nominated you and then I received a second. So you don't have to volunteer.
Yep.
Mm.
Congratulations, you're the leader. What do?
Is there anything you guys would like to do before you head to the dungeon?
I mean, it's not like we can buy anything. I can buy anything. I gave all my money away.
I mean,
So
that's
I'm
fair.
assuming we're starting with all the equipment and stuff out of the PHB?
Yep.
'Cause
All
if
the
so,
equipment and
I'm
stuff out
good
of
to
the
go.
PHP. Yep.
Right
Now-
then.
It might be prudent before we head there. Am I correct in assuming that Flower is the only person with any sort of healing?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
We've
I
got
think the expedition is in good hands.
right. We've got
Yeah.
3 second wins. We'll be fine.
Oh yeah, no. Second wind is the best healing in the game.
So
All right. In that case, if you'll make your way down out of this alley.
Actually, out of the alley.
Down over here.
How do I
if you-
pan this around?
Right,
If
hold-
you right-click.
drag.
Yeah, right-click.
Ah, there we go.
Okay. There we go.
Oh, it's got blue cobblestones. I think this is what we're looking for.
Blue Alley winds its way between several windowless stone buildings. You notice several doors along the alley that look like they just lead into like normal quarters and rooms. The cobblestones themselves, once you get into the alley, are made of glittering blue sodalite, and the walls are made of sandstone and look roughly 20 feet high.
Hmm.
In
How,
front of
smooth
you,
are the walls?
how what are the walls?
Smooth. How easily would it be to climb them?
Feeling over the walls, they feel relatively smooth. You might be able to kind of dig in if you had some sort of like climbing apparatus.
Mhm.
But looking up, as far as you can tell, you're not sure. Basically, you were told that this was the only way into the alley,
Mm-hmm.
and looking at the top of that, you can't see how that could be the case if the roof is only 20 feet high. So there must
Right.
be something else going on.
Okay.
And we're looking for a statue? Have I got that right?
You are looking for a glittering statue of a unicorn.
A unicorn.
On the western wall, a tin sign has the words Blue Alley painted on it. And there's a podium of gleaming sodalite standing a few feet inside of the alley. Atop the podium lies a quill beside a heavy book bound in blue leather. The book is full of hundreds of names, each written in a different hand. About a quarter of the names have a neat line drawn through them. Examples include Ander Stormwind, Kara Marsk, Shafara Fezim, and Tordic Frostbeard.
Do I know any of these people?
Make me an those 4 people? No.
Okay. So the alley has a guest book, is what I'm hearing.
That's what it looks like.
Also,
is there-
probably.
There's a quill already here. An ink?
There is a quill already there, yeah.
Yeah, Zarin will take up the quill and write down Xarim of the Astral Breeze. Engineer. And then draw out his greatsword and move up a little bit.
I'll also just sign Phil and move up next to the War Wizard. Oh, I can't. You can't walk through people apparently.
And you immediately just walk through the alley?
I wait to see what Flower does with the guest book.
Yeah, Flower signs it.
Niles signs
Flower
it as
signs
well.
the guest book.
Now, when you sign your name, do you write the word flower or do you draw like a little flower?
I read out flower in the field.
Okay. I'm gonna write Phil.
That's with a PH, right?
No, with an F. It's not nice to get somebody's name wrong.
Sure isn't.
Oh. I wonder what this place did to the surrounding property values. Did they go up or down?
Do you think the wizard bought all the surrounding properties, or just let people deal with the whatever hell magic is happening here? And wait, what if it's all a trick? What if it's all a large, like, property speculation scheme?
Do you want me to give you a leg up so you can get up onto the roof and find out?
If you give
So-
me 10 minutes, I can cast Detect Magic as a ritual.
So hold on. So what you're saying is that this guy's a Scooby-Doo villain, and he's
Right.
trying
They
to
buy
scare-
they buy all the surrounding buildings after the magical bullshit has driven the price down, and then they'll get rid of the magical bullshit and sell them at twice the price.
And in the meantime, make money off of this blue alley
Right, while they're driving the price down.
game.
Because if
I
we
don't know
could,
what you call it. You call this
get-
a game?
if we could get up onto the rooftops, we'd be able to navigate more easily. There's got to be some reason why we're not allowed to do that.
All right, give me a boost.
Yeah, I'm gonna boost Xarim up to the rooftop.
All right, while they're doing this, I'm going to start the Detect Magic ritual.
Boosting him up, it's a bit higher up because it's like about 20 feet up, but you're able to. What are you using to climb the rest of the distance?
Actually, I don't think I have a dagger. I just have sword.
I've got rope and climbing spikes.
Oh, give me a couple of climbing spikes.
Yeah, have
that
at
works.
it.
Yeah, if I have 2 climbing spikes, I'll just spike one ahead of the other and climb my way up.
And yeah,
Chance
climbing
not so
your
far.
climbing your way up the alley, you eventually get to like the plane of right where you'd be coming right up over the edge. But when you raise your hands up, you find them pressed against an invisible wall of force covering the lip of the alley.
Yeah,
It
force
seems
wall.
like above, like at the ceiling level, there's just a force wall preventing you from picking your way up to the top.
I'll make my way down about 2 or 3 of the holes I put in the wall, drop the rest of the distance, and I'm going to toss a firebolt straight up. A jet of green flame leaps from Zarim's hand as he speaks the incantation.
And yeah, same thing. The jet of flame just kind of goes up there, hits the wall, and you see it sputter and smash itself against the wall and then die out.
I have a uh-oh.
Again,
I have an idea.
killing the property value.
Let's go by let's try to leave, and like if we go up and over, like let's see if so here's my idea. We climb on the roof and see if we can walk on the wall of force, and then we can just kind of map out the entire dungeon.
That is a fantastic idea.
That's
Sure.
a great idea. I heard an uh-oh though, Treble.
Yeah, I can't go. Seem to be stuck. There seems to be like a one-way wall here.
There seems to be a wall of force that has now blocked off the entrance of the alley. And it's almost as if you signed a magically binding contract without reading the terms and agreements.
I mean,
I thought it was a
Sure.
guest book!
It's both.
you're the worst.
Flipping.
Flower's not
Wizards.
bothered by this.
You're the worst wizard, whoever the hell you are.
Alright, so
Wizard.
Flowers
On the other
cast
hand,
ritual?
though-
Is that what I heard?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that like 10 minutes of climbing with actual like spikes into these fairly smooth walls
Mhm.
should be about up right now. So once the ritual finishes, you can now see the wall of force above you and then behind you on the back wall. You also see a very kind of faint, I'm gonna say transmutation aura coming from the north wall.
So there is
Flower
a
point.
against this wall up here.
Yes.
Okay.
Where there is a brightly colored mural painted on the northern wall of the intersection. It depicts numerous adventurers falling victim to every conceivable form of trap. Scything blades, spiked pits, collapsing roofs, jets of fire, poison gas, and more are all featured. At the top of the mural, the word silver is painted above an arrow pointed east. while the word gold is painted above an arrow pointed west.
Very
One second.
important.
Flower, Phil with an F, and Treble, and Niles. While looking over the mural, you're all able to find a depiction of your party being mutilated by various grisly traps.
That was my question.
Excellent.
Wow,
Wow, I didn't realize body parts could go flying that way.
who's getting it the worst?
What do you mean by the worst? Because, like, Phil, you see yourself in a room filled with sand slowly coming up to the top,
Yeah.
and you think that you're just going to essentially drown on sand, and that seems pretty unpleasant. But at the same time, Niles is being cut in half with a big spinning blade that seems to be being dual wielded by a minotaur, and that's pretty bad too.
I asked
So-
Niles if he smells
I
Minotaur
can't
in
help
another
but
direction.
think that Mert was very reticent to give us information because this is exactly the kind of situation I didn't want to spend my Friday night in.
Actually, this sounds like exactly the kind of situation that Mert told us we would be in. Were you
Yeah, I
not
don't
paying
think there'd be
attention?
any bets if. Wonder if this is like the under or even on how I'm gonna die.
So silver or gold?
Anyone picked me out of this?
Could you all do me a quick favor? At the left side of the screen, there should be like a bookmark icon.
Yeah.
Click that once, and then to the right of it, there should be now a circle with a line underneath it. It looks like a pin. Click that once, and you should now be able to see a brightly colored mural.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's it. Now you can just go back to like the person icon at the top left, so you can move your characters again. I just wanted you guys to be able to see those.
So flower, silver or gold?
Gold is more valuable, but silver is more associated with like not evil things, right?
Silver's a better conductor.
All right, so gold is more valuable. So
Gold has more monetary value. Silver
Right.
has more value
Someone
when it comes
remind me
to
if the
slave
unicorn is
monsters.
supposed to find was a silver and or gold.
Which one is
Actually-
silver is on top and then gold is beneath it, and they're pointing in the other direction?
You know, that's
It is
actually
made
a
out
good
of
point.
blue crystal. It's celestite.
Okay.
Silver is first on the list. Let's go with silver.
We could split up.
No, I do not.
We have more
recommend splitting
ground.
up.
I think that's less than ideal. Yeah.
This is silver, right? Going to our right as players.
Yes.
Xarim peers around the corner without stepping out. Oh, too late.
Do we have any means to detect traps at all? Anyone?
Yes, when Niles steps into one, we'll know there's a trap there.
Fair enough.
Which seems highly inefficient. Perhaps we should think about detecting the traps before someone sets it off.
If we had a very high-speed oscillating piece of tungsten,
Ah, yes.
we could create a resonance with any mechanical traps that were
Niles
using the same.
Drops his pack to the ground, starts fishing through it randomly. Nope, fresh out.
well, I could just like hit the ground with my whips.
What do we see around this corner?
So around the corner, you see two doors leading off to the east. In addition, on the north wall of the alley is a relief sculpture of a humanoid skeleton with outstretched arms and a mouth open as if screaming.
Don't like that. I'm gonna draw an arrow. Keep it pointed at the skeleton at the end of the hall and say, "Okay, I'm ready."
So Phil has a +3 perception. Does it get better than that when it comes to finding traps?
I don't think it does, unless someone else has something better.
+1. No, I have
+4.
+3. +3.
+0.
All right, so I think Phil should look for the traps.
Okay. I do have a +4.
Oh, then I think Flower should look for the traps.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going with that.
We don't numbers.
So yeah, I guess the druid, who is the healer, is also leading this party, going very, very slowly, making sure she finds and detects as many physical traps as possible.
Xarim will follow in line right behind you with a sword drawn.
As
right
long as
behind
you're
her.
going slowly, I'm going to apply your passive perception. If you want to actually target a specific thing, you're going to need to roll for it.
Okay. There's 2 doors.
Yep.
So let's look at one of the doors. Do an active check for traps.
All right, give me a perception roll. Poof, you guys. I'm going to say that with a 24, first of all, you don't detect any traps. Like, listening in, kind of like feeling around the edges, you're pretty sure the door is safe. However, you do hear what sounds like a kind of high-pitched, like, zapping noise coming from behind the northern door.
What's your character's name, Destil?
Xarim.
Xarim, does a high-pitched zapping noise mean anything to you?
Can I make an Arcana against that?
Sure.
I feel like you're not.
That's an Arcana of 7.
I feel like Destil, you're not trying hard enough to bring the spell jamming ship proficiency into this.
They're the same bonus.
So
When they describe the noise, your spell jamming proficiency comes into play as you think about the power that kind of runs through the ship that kind of causes that thrum and hum. You think it sounds like an electrical trap of some sort, or at least electricity in some way.
Like I said, silver's the better conductor. It's probably some sort of current.
Like a river.
A river of lightning, that's an analogy. Wouldn't say it's a good one.
You're the one who said current, buddy.
Who would like to open this door?
This one or this one?
The one.
What
with the wall.
what kind of doors are these? Can I mage hand it open?
Do you attempt to mage hand it open?
Is that, like, does it have a latch or a ring or what?
Yeah, they've got a latch on them.
I'll motion for everyone else to get back out of the way.
Okay.
And yeah, I want to stand here. Everyone else get out of the alley.
Just to describe the door a little bit better, it's made of wood and reinforced with iron.
Okay. And I will use my psionic innate abilities to telekinetically open the door, which is effectively mage hand.
All right, click on the door. And the door opens up.
Nod to the group.
So, you hear electricity, right? And I tap my boots on the ground. How conductive is this stuff? Like, are we gonna get electrocuted like from way over here?
Just because opening the door was such a tactile thing, I want to say how I'm going to be running this. Basically, don't open doors unless you're actually trying to open the door. If someone opens the door, I'm going to assume your character walked over there and opened the door.
Okay.
When battle breaks out or any other thing takes place, I'm going to assume your character is where you're standing.
Yeah, I clicked on the door earlier just to see if that did anything, so that wasn't opening the door. But when I psionically opened it with mage hand, I did open the door.
Yep. Just in for future.
Yep.
Opening up the door, and now that you're at the western edge looking in, the corridor has walls of dressed stone and thick cobwebs cover everything. There's an open pit blocking the way, 10 feet deep, and it looks like about 20 feet long. The bottom of the pit is lined with jagged and menacing spikes. And it looks like there's some spikes on the walls of the pit as well.
Gross.
Were any of us killed in a spiked pit in the colorful mural that we saw?
No.
So it's 10 feet deep?
10 feet deep, and then the ceiling is about 9 feet high, so like 20 feet from ceiling to floor in the pit.
So unless there's another trick in play, it should be possible to climb down the side of the pit, carefully walk through to the other side, and then climb up the other side.
Do you have
Not
anything?
only should it be possible, if you were to use the spikes, it looks like it would be extremely easy to do so.
So now somebody has to go in and find out why that's not going to be possible.
I'm going to take out. Okay, I'll volunteer. I'm going to take out my bow because I started with a long bow and some arrows, and I'm just going to start shooting arrows into the ground.
Nodal, are we tracking ammunition?
Sure.
Okay.
So,
So if you're shooting arrows directly into stone, I'm going to assume you're using up those arrows because that's not going
fine.
to survive that.
Yeah, that's fine. I wasn't ever going to use this bow, so this is a
After
good
you
use.
fire the first arrow, I'm gonna stop you, walk over, and do the same with firebolts.
Oh, and you're just firing the ground. Which ground?
Let's go ahead and toss firebolts at this square.
All right, and you fire a bolt, and you are able to see pretty easily into the pit, where as the fire makes its way across, and yeah, it just kind of like splashes itself harmlessly against the edge of the wall.
How far can a running jump cover?
It's like your
Equal to your strength score, right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's your strength score as long as you get like a 10-foot run up, I think.
So that's like 4 feet short.
Is there anything like hooks or anything like above the ceiling, or is it all smooth stone?
It looks like smooth stone.
I'm gonna fire a bolt straight across to see if there's like any like magical invisible force walls that I'd smack into if I tried to jump across this.
And your bolt just splashes across. Doesn't seem like it ran into anything until it hit the wall.
You know, now that I've said something, I'm going to look suspiciously at the ceiling, and I'm going to shoot an arrow at the ceiling.
Okay.
Yep. Nope. I'm out of ideas.
So you shoot an arrow at the ceiling. Make me a perception check.
Okay. That is a 6.
The arrow goes up there, striking sparks off the top of the roof. Falls back down.
Can I pull a piece of wire out of my tinker's tools? Like just a length of silver or copper wire?
Yeah.
I'm gonna toss that down and try and throw it so that it connects one of the spikes with the floor.
And it connects the spike with the floor. And you see the wire just kind of like...
No
Yeah,
arcs
there.
or electricity or anything?
No, and now that you're all in the room, or rather close enough, rather, you can, with the door open, you can more easily hear the electrical energy in the north room.
Well, doesn't seem to be any active current here. I'll mage hand that back into my tinker's kit.
You want to open this door and see if...
Sure.
Yeah.
Everybody stand back. And I will again.
Niles is keeping aim at on the skeleton at the end of the hallway this entire time.
What's the range on mage hand? Is it
It's
30?
grinning at you.
30. Yeah, so I can do it from here. Everyone else get back. And yeah, Psionic, open the door.
And the door opens up. The sound is now even more audible.
And there's nothing along this wall, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Peeking around warily around the corner, the stone walls are decorated with colorful frescoes depicting a skyscape filled with all manner of flying creatures, from bumblebees to rocks. The ceiling is 20 feet high. About 15 feet above the floor, you see what is causing that sound that you've been hearing. A row of short copper rods is protruding from either wall, and lightning is arcing between the rods the entire length of the corridor.
Is this like rhythmically, or is it just continual?
It's slightly rhythmic in that it just kind of like arcs, but it doesn't seem like it's forming any sort of pattern.
Okay.
Niles is gonna close this door behind once everybody's past it.
Well, I think I'd rather take my chances with the spikes.
So there's no safe passage through electricity room because the lightning is arcing
How
back.
high
The
up?
lightning is 15 feet above you.
Okay.
it looks like the bottom 15 feet is clear.
Yeah, I like my odds of the spikes better.
You don't want to walk in there with your huge metal greatsword?
Nope.
Slowly climb down the pit, navigate the spikes, and climb back
Yeah,
out on the
let's
other
do it.
side.
Xarim will start climbing down this pit.
All right, make me an athletics check at advantage.
Oh, I didn't add a die roll advantage. That is a 16.
And yeah, absolutely no problem. You're able to climb yourself down the pit.
Make my way across and climb up the other side.
All right, stop. As you step on the ground right before the eastern wall, you hear a clicking sound as you step on a pressure plate lining the eastern wall of the pit.
Okay.
Make me a dexterity saving throw.
17 or 21 if I can use a reaction.
Oh, I'd let you use a reaction. That's fine.
Yeah, so I'll
And,
use my class feature to, what's it called? Arcane Deflection, to just draw some innate magical energy around myself and try and deflect whatever's happening.
And you attempt to deflect whatever is happening, and what is happening is that along the base of the pit, the spikes fly upwards, colliding with the ceiling, and with the Githyanki standing in the pit along the way. The rest of you are fine, because none of the rest of you climb down into the pit. But you take a minor scratch, although you avoid most of them, taking 3 piercing damage.
Okay.
It erodes the strength of the party.
But now there's no spikes lining the bottom of the pit. Well, there are, but they're kind of on their side. I wouldn't worry.
Are there still spikes on the side of the pit to climb up?
Yes.
Okay.
Question about the spikes. So they've shot to the ceiling, correct?
Yep.
Are the bottoms of the spikes pointed?
No.
Okay. I'll climb down then.
I'll climb out. Wait, hold on. Let me get out of this in case I trigger any other traps. No reason to get all of us pin-cushioned. And I'll climb up the side of this side of the thing.
Climbing back up, you can see to the east, there is a door made of silver-plated iron, and it seems to be engraved with circles of varying sizes.
We got another door.
It just occurs to me we didn't look at the horrible skeleton man, but whatever, it's fine. I'm gonna climb down.
And I'm not even going to make you roll, because at this point, even if you fell, you wouldn't take any damage. And you're able to climb yourself down into the pit.
Yep. I'm just gonna walk across and climb up.
Yep, and no problem. You make your way back out on the other side.
Same thing for Phil.
And
Yep.
for Flower.
The last thing Niles sees before he closes the door is that skeleton.
Still just looking at you, grinning. You hate it.
I do hate it. I hate it with every fiber of my being.
I don't hate it that much.
Now, how do you suppose the traps get reset?
Magic.
And they probably
Maybe.
pay some street urchin to do it.
I think if they did that, they'd run out of street urchins eventually.
No, that's the beauty of using street urchins.
There's always more. This is
Yep.
water deep.
You have a lot of street urchins on that spelljamming ship of yours?
No. We've had a couple of stowaways. I think maybe one kid from Waterdeep.
Can he use his spell jamming ship proficiency to tell us how likely it is that a street urchin will stow away on a spell jamming ship?
Right.
I figured out you can move diagonally, by the way.
Let's look for traps on the silver door, please.
Can you describe these circles a little more? Is there like any pattern to them or anything? Or
Looking into the pattern a bit more, it kind of looks fractalish. Like you just see circles forming circles, forming circles, forming circles.
Okay. Are those like painted?
It looks like they're engraved into the metal. Make me that perception check.
I'll have everybody stand back again.
I'm not
We open the door.
I'm standing over here next to my good buddy Phil. Phil and Phil, the hottest new sitcom of
Did that actually open? Let's see
And the
here.
door does not move.
Okay.
No.
Is it locked or latched or what?
Going back up and kind of looking it over, you find in the center of one of the circles in the circle in the circle, you think it might actually be the innermost circle, a small hole. Looks like you could maybe put a key in there.
Is it-
Well,
so it's a keyhole.
that's what it appears to be.
Okay, looking at this hallway from this side, anything new or noticeable that we didn't see before?
Nope.
The electric-
Just
okay.
arcs of lightning coming from the top.
Okay. I think we need to look at Skelly Man now.
Or we can go check the gold side. Maybe the key's over there.
Yeah.
Seems like the sort of ridiculous layout they might have in a place like this.
I kind of want to check Skellingman while we're here. Also, that's
We're
what
back out in the hallway.
that's what Niles wanted
Niles
to do the
got-
whole time.
Skelly. Once we're back out in this hallway, Niles has immediately got an arrow knocked and pointed at Skelly Man.
Is it just a skull, or is it like an entire skeleton?
It is a
torso?
relief sculpture of a humanoid skeleton with outstretched arms and a mouth open as if screaming.
How high off the ground can we see? Like, how difficult would it be to see if there's anything in the hands without approaching?
It's about as tall as a human.
Okay.
Without approaching, like its hands are kind of like, its arms are kind of outstretched, so it'd be difficult to see. It's about as easy to see as it would be to see something a human was holding from about 40 feet away. Namely, not
Gotcha.
very.
Right. All right. Step back.
Make me that perception check.
Yeah. Let's see.
For the record, I'm staying back, but that means I have to stay inside the effective range of a hand crossbow, which is only 30 feet.
That is a 15.
All right, and with a 15, you look over the skeleton, and you don't see anything in the hands, but you do notice what appears to be a small iron button in the skull.
Oh man.
So to be clear, you have to reach into the skull's screaming mouth to push this button.
Yeah.
Oh man. Guys,
You need to boop the button. You need to boop the button right now.
I'm gonna take an arrow out and I'm gonna boop the button and with the arrow.
And you gently take the arrow out and poke it into the skull's mouth and boop the button.
Yeah.
And a door slaps you in the ass as it slides open to the left.
In
Score.
the ass.
To be clear, because that was our first perception check that came kind of close. In future, with skill checks like that and stuff, I don't have any problem with anyone doing it in general. And then anyone else who has proficiency, if the first person fails or doesn't find anything, feel free to do it as well.
Okay.
So that was the door to the lightning chamber that opened?
No, the door to the
No,
left.
No, the door
It
to the
hidden-
left.
Oh, I
a
don't see
hidden
that.
door.
Huh.
It was a
You're too
hidden
far.
panel that-
You're super far away.
Oh, now I see it. Yeah, it was my angle. I was at.
Yeah,
Well,
don't be
Fireball's
such a scaredy
120
cat.
feet with no short range, so.
See, Niles, the skeleton was our friend.
That still remains to be seen. I am friends with no skeleton.
There's a skeleton inside of all of us,
Exactly. I'm not friend. We're not on speaking terms.
screaming to get out.
Oh,
Give me that bone hurting juice. Come on now.
another door. Found a spot where like your walls are not entirely.
Wallish.
Don't worry about it.
If you guys want to back off, I can open that one telekinetically.
Right. Yep. Good
You want
point.
me to... Okay.
And yeah, mage hand.
All right,
I see
and
a
the door
chair
opens
and
up.
a desk.
Looking inside, you see a room that looks like it was once exquisitely luxurious, but has now fallen to disrepair. Even so, the overstuffed couches appear very comfortable, and the carpet has obviously been cared for, even if there is an obvious travel path worn into it. There's a door to the east, as well as a door to the north.
So wait, how long has this dungeon been here?
From what you heard, a mage moved in maybe about 5-6 years back.
And is this actually a
They-
desk with papers and stuff?
Looking at the desk, yeah, it does look like it has some minor kind of correspondence and stuff on it.
They,
Gonna study that.
they scrub the blood, and they just restore all of the dust every time a group of stupid adventurers comes through.
Yeah, a bunch of
Make me-
prestidigitations can do that.
How many books
Make
on
me
this
an
bookshelf?
investigation check.
Yep.
Looks like maybe about a couple hundred.
That's an investigation of 6.
Looking through the desk, you don't really find much. Just kind of looks like some basic. You think you might have found like a list of groceries?
Phil, how long is it going to take for you and I to completely pull every book off of this bookshelf into a pile on the floor?
I don't know, but let's find out.
Yeah, let's find out.
I'm gonna start pulling books off the shelf, look at their title, and then stacking them.
I'm not even looking at the
Everyone-
title or stacking them.
Everyone but Flower. As you kind of look around in the room, you hear a faint voice coming from behind the eastern door. However, none of you are able to make out what it's.
Well, if he said leave my books alone, he should have said it louder because I didn't hear him.
I think I'm
Gonna
going to
listen at the
telekinetically open
door.
that door.
No, wait. Let me listen at that door first.
Sure.
All right, make me that perception check.
Holy. That's a 7.
And you listen in, but no matter how long you listen, you don't hear anything.
I can't make anything out. I'm gonna go ahead and back up and let.
Yeah, give us a few minutes to depopulate this bookshelf and make sure it's not like a hidden latch or something.
Oh. Nope, nothing happens. I try telekinetically opening the door, and
Make me an investigation check as you search through the bookshelf.
Oh.
Okay. Because I'm doing the same thing. So
Are you looking at the books as you toss them, or are you just kind of like tossing them?
I'm not. I'm just putting them in a big pile. I'm making sure there's nothing behind the books or that the books aren't connected like a mechanical latch in the bookshelf itself. I'm treating this like an escape room, Nodal.
I would be looking at the books.
Okay, well I'm not though, but Phil is.
yes, I am.
Yeah, make me that investigation check, both of you.
8 investigation. That is a 14.
That is a 17. I'm sorry, 18.
And you give the the bookshelf a look over, and you're unable to find any kind of like secret latch or lever or anything like that. Looks like it's just an ordinary bookshelf.
But now it's an ordinary empty bookshelf, and there's a big pile of books on the ground.
I'm going to go ahead and try and open that northern door.
And the door opens up.
It is an ordinary well.
Have we tried pulling the cushions off this couch?
No. Is there any what are the books about? Like, since I'm
Looking
at
over the books, just kind of like piecing them together. A book titled 101 Collection of Wizard
I'm
Jokes.
going to pocket that one.
Niles is going to peer around the corner through the door.
Peering around the corner through the door, it seems to open up into another one of the alleyways that you've been walking through.
Call out and looks like the alley turns into a 90-degree angle, or it turns off to the left, back up to the north.
Is there a keyhole on this eastern door?
Looking over the door, you try to examine it, and no, it doesn't appear to have a keyhole. And as you look at it a bit more, you think it might not actually be locked at all. You think it might just be stuck.
Oh, stuck to the degree that Mage Hand couldn't open it?
Yeah,
Who's
stuck to
our,
the degree that you would need to make an athletics check in order to.
Yeah, who's our stronglyman?
That's us. That's me.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
the wizard. I can assist you if you want.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay, go for
All
it.
right.
Do you want an athletics, you said?
Athletics, yeah.
And is
Feel
there
free to give
advantage?
it an advantage with the assistant.
That's a 16.
And the door kind of groans a bit, but it does eventually open up. looking into the room that you've just opened, a solid bronze statue of the wizard Kalier. You know it's the wizard Kalier, as the base of it has a nice little plaque saying its name, is placed within a slightly glowing sphere of force. The statue has eyes appear to meet you as you walk around the outside of the room, and several broken vials are lying on the floor. On the wall is a phrase scrawled in common. Utter madness. Pure rubbish.
Yeah, no, that's about the size of it. Yeah.
Scrawled in what?
Common.
No, and like what material?
As far as you can tell, it just appears to be like either soot or just some kind of like muck.
Okay.
It looks like someone just used whatever they had at hand.
These vials are empty.
The vials are empty and broken.
So my general feeling is that we explore till we find our boundaries, and then we start worrying about the obvious puzzle stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna close the door.
Probably the best idea.
And you close the door back up.
Can I open it easily now if I permanently unstuck it?
Yeah, it seems like it kind of groans a little bit as you open it. It seems like it has a bit of a squeak to it.
Okay.
But it works just fine.
So
Yeah.
Sorry, did anyone do anything with this desk here?
I tried to investigate and just found a grocery list, but I didn't do very well.
Grocery list, okay.
Somebody's been buying turnips.
There's one bad this morning.
to keep everybody's spirits up, I'm going to read them a wizard joke.
Oh my goodness.
So a man goes to see a wizard and says, "Can you lift a curse that a priest put on me years ago?" "Maybe," says the wizard. "Can you remember the exact words of the curse?" The man replies, "I pronounce you man and wife."
Oh god. Are you gonna be doing this the whole adventure?
Yes, I am.
Nodal, what have you done?
That is a
Amazing
joke out of this book. A lot of puns too.
Oh god.
No.
Heading into the room, into the hallway here, you see a number of doors kind of lining the hall, including the eastern end of it, the eastern western end. Sorry, and the northern exact end. You read a phrase above the door immediately to your east, which says, "Take only what you can truly afford."
Which
Is
isn't
the
much
door-
because I'm only carrying 5 gold at the moment.
Is the door at the far end of the hallway supposed to be open?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and psionically open that door.
Oh, wow.
Looking in the room, it looks like it's filled to the brim with coins of all types. At a glance, you can easily determine that thousands of gold pieces are scattered across the room, which is to say nothing for the silver and the copper.
Thousands.
So
Huh?
this is
Thousands.
so obvious trap is obvious, right, guys?
And it says
Right.
take only what you can afford?
Take only what you can truly afford.
I don't suppose there's any sort of unicorn-esque statue in there, huh?
Make me a perception check.
Even if there was, I don't think I have the gold on me to buy a unicorn-esque statue.
12.
Looking through, you don't see any unicorn-esque statues. However, you do start to get a kind of feeling as you look at the weird angles that one of the groups of piles of gold is forming. And you lean back to kind of get a better look at it. And then you look at the rest of the gold in the room. And as far as you can tell, the gold has been arranged in such a way that it's spelling out the words "all fake."
And
That's
Flower
pretty
points
funny.
this out. And then thinks about it and says, "Why would they? Why?
Maybe the last idiot who came through here got owned by this trap and decided to leave a message for the next hapless idiot to come through.
And I'll psionically open that door.
And you open up the door.
There's a door over here as well. Do we want to venture through this room?
Not yet.
Sonically open up this door.
Wait, which one?
The one on the south here.
Oh,
I'll make some room for you so you can actually see the thing.
yeah, I can do that. Let me close this door first. And then open this one.
Just step in. I'm gonna hug the wall.
Okay.
I no longer see trouble.
Are you trying to get a look at what's over there?
Yeah, I'm just like peeking into the room.
Peeking into the room, it's a rectangular room built out of stone, and it seems to be completely featureless, save for some black iron gates set into the southern wall.
I will hug the same route that Phil took along the route.
I'm going to make it a point not to step on any coins
Also that.
as I make my way through this room.
Make me a acrobatics check to try to avoid the coins.
Sure.
Does the lettering...
That
Is
is
that-
a 3.
And you slip, and it now spells all fluke.
I rolled a 24, so I don't continue to ruin the algorithm on the floor.
You said it's a grate in the base of this in the southern edge of
It's
this.
a black gate.
A gate. Does it have a way to open it? Like, is there a?
It looks like it has
Lever?
big iron knockers on the front of it.
Oh, okay.
Ho, 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 ho. Knocker, big knockers.
knockers.
Oh, to keep our to keep our spirits up. Did you hear about the illiterate wizard?
No, I haven't.
He couldn't even spell book.
That would
I have a-
hurt.
I have
That's
a
not even
shard
good.
actually that
That's
has bodies.
barely that barely qualifies. I'm sorry, Phil.
Can I open this door?
I didn't write the joke. I'm just reading it.
And as you put your hand on the door and attempt to
Mhm.
open it up, a large mouth appears in the center of the gate,
Uh-huh.
right in front of your eyes, and says, "Beyond these gates lies paradise. Enter them as you entered life, and you may yet find it. Grasp the jewel and grasp the iron, then be whisked away to the truest of rewards."
Through my mum's nethers.
Think it's telling us to kill ourselves.
Screaming and wet.
Naked.
Naked.
Think it's telling us to like disequip
mean-
everything and then
Look, I'm not particularly here for paradise. I'm trying to get some stupid unicorn thing,
Mm.
Fair enough, but if it comes to it, I will.
and I will
jump on
again
that.
try and walk across these
explosive.
points without disturbing them.
Real quick, as things are getting ahead of
Sorry.
myself. As you go towards the north to leave the room with the gates, Xarim, you too, Niles, because you stepped into the room as well.
Yep.
A magic mouth appears to the side of the wall, and kind of like you can see it almost start turning to the side. And after a moment, you can see that it looks like it's trying to turn to face your companions, but it's stuck to the wall. And it says, "What, was our gold not good enough for you? You decided you were light enough without it, eh?"
It was all fluke.
And the mouth just starts laughing way more than that joke deserved.
What joke?
And you hear the mouth say, "Well then, if you feel yourselves light enough, I don't see any harm in making you a bit lighter." And Niles, Xarim, and Phil, you feel yourselves feel a bit luckier suddenly. You're all enchanted with the bless spell for the next hour.
Nice.
Wait, who's enchanted with the bless spell?
Phil, Niles, and Xarim. The
Everybody
two
but
people who
Githyanki.
went into the room, and then Phil, who spoke up.
That makes me happy.
Well, bully. All right. No.
Okay, then, yeah, I'm gonna try and make my way across these coins without disturbing them again. That time I got a 11 on acrobatics.
And this time, you almost knock into the L and make a horrible typo,
Uh-huh.
but you're able to make your way through.
Let's open this door again with my innate psionic abilities.
I'll be right back.
Looking at the room, from there, you see a couple of yellow tiles at the entrance, then another door across the way, which also appears to have a yellow tile in front of it. Moving a little bit closer, you see that the room has a winding path of bright yellow tiles that's leading from the western door to the northern one. The walls have all been decorated with intensely detailed murals depicting Hellmite funerary rituals as well as a dozen mages, all holding the holy symbol of Mystra hiding in the background.
Mystra is like a goddess of magic.
Yes.
Okay.
Helm is a goddess, is a god rather of law.
So there's two gods in this room?
You see, like essentially Hellmite funerary rituals, and then there's there's a dozen mages holding Mistress symbol hiding in the background of the room.
Detect magic?
All right.
When I don't have detect magic, but I'm saying like when I'm asking somebody to cast detect magic.
I mean, I can start casting detect magic. I only have it as a ritual.
Right. That's fine. I think
Yeah, and Xarim pulls the spell shard out of his robes and starts chanting quietly to himself.
Are there any jokes in that book about the great bard Pagliacci?
All right. Roll for initiative.
How far did I make it into
I
detect magic?
come back just in time, huh?
Made it about 3 minutes.
Okay.
10. Is there like a tracker I should put this on?
Yeah, I'm gonna put you all into the combat mode.
Mhm.
And then those of you who already rolled, I will edit your numbers to the appropriate value.
I got a 21.
Give me one moment. All right. So what was yours, Phil?
10.
Phil with a.
It's Phil with an F, but he's a fighter with a PH.
All right. All right, Xarim.
21.
All right, Niles.
Niles is on a 10.
Okay. Who have I missed?
I need. Yeah. And 16.
And you. Okay. And give me one moment on my end.
Is somebody stacked up?
No, what's her name's all the way back here?
Ah, Flower.
Flower, that's it.
The door to the west opens up.
Mhm.
And coming out of it, you see a horrible small purplish creature making its way out of the door. He steps into the hallway and looks somewhat surprised to see all of you. But he quickly reaches forward with his disgusting. You notice that they're all covered with like what looks like a fine sheen of some sort of oil, and he takes a swipe at you, Niles.
Gross.
That is, you're looking at a 2 to hit. Not gonna do it.
Nah.
All right, Xarim, you're up.
Okay, let's go ahead and move. Ooh. Gonna move to there. Oh yeah. And then Xarim holds his great sword with one hand, uses the second hand to provide an arcane incantation, somatic components, and I need a line of these 4 to make me dexterity saving throws as he casts Acid Stream, causing a jet of acid to leap from his hand.
All right, what am I looking to roll?
Dexterity 13.
All right. That is 2 successes and 2 failures.
The 2 that failed will take 3d4 acid damage at the start of each of their turns unless they take an action to scrape or wash off the acid as long as I'm concentrating.
Okay, so they're just kind of covered in this acid.
Yep. And that's the end of Xarim's turn.
All right. Next is our cat.
Cool. All right. I'm gonna do Thorn Whip on this boggle here.
Okay.
They're in range of that. What is it? Plus, what am I? It's 4. Plus 4. 7 to hit.
I actually want to be poison. 7? No, 7 is not going to do it. As the boggle just kind of steps to the side adroitly, avoiding your whip.
Boo. I'll take a step forward. I'll take 2 steps forward, actually, because I want to see all this many. All right, that's my turn.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to attack the same boggle that he or she missed with my whips. Main hand attack. That is a 22 to hit.
That's a hit.
Right? Is a 6. That is 6 slashing damage. Offhand attack.
Slash damage? Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's a whip. Yeah, slashing.
Yep.
And offhand attack is a 15 to hit.
15 hits.
Okay. And that is 5 slashing damage.
With your... Oh, right, because you're... And yeah, the bottle takes a couple heavy swings. And you can tell that not only was it not expecting to get into this combat, but it wasn't overly prepared for it as well. And it just kind of reels back under the force of your blows.
Mm-hmm.
It is bloody.
And I'm just going to move here so I can kind of see what's going on. But other than that, I'm fine. End of my turn.
All right. One of the boggles, seeing the injured one, begins rubbing off of the puddle that has been kind of forming on its body, wiping it away, as like covering it with its own just horrible, disgusting sheen of oil. And then you see it kind of grab onto the boggle's arm and then fall backwards. And for a second, you think he's about to just kind of slam into the wall behind him. But then you see the two of them just fall into the wall and disappear.
Is the wall also covered with this disgusting oil?
It looks like kind of the ground is a little bit covered in it, but only where they've been stepping. There's no like concerted puddles. It just looks like they themselves are just mostly covered in.
Fair.
But when they went through the wall, it didn't like leave a grease spot on the wall where they were.
Nope, it kind of just looked like they slid right into the wall.
Okay.
The second boggle also steps up and begins wiping away the smudge on the boggle covering the door. And then it too, it doesn't bring its companion with it this time, but it too slips into the same place that the other boggle was in before disappearing.